Hello and welcome to Marketing and Margaritas. Today's episode is a shorty soundbite episode where we go over FAQs, random tidbits, and thinky pieces that we just want to share and chat about. Today's episode is about creating a client avatar and why you should consider doing it. So we've all seen the movie Avatar, I assume, but that's not what we're talking about here.
It really is not. I think you should have big blue guys in your business. I mean, if that's what you want.
It depends on your business and your strategy.
Yeah,
it could be
100%.
effective.
Blue Man Group, they were very successful. So, good work for people. But no, that's not what we're talking about today.
All right, well, how about you clarify?
Okay, so client avatar is basically working out who your target market is, and most of us have multiple different target markets.
Yeah.
But then actually creating a representation of that person. So it's bringing that person to life and actually giving them a name and hobbies and interests and a family and creating an avatar, creating that person as
routine,
a mock person.
Where you would find them, why you would talk to them.
Yeah, exactly. Their communication styles, preferences, how they like to consume content, where they hang out, all that
when they hang out. Yeah, that's really cool. All right, so why do we want one for marketing aside from narrowing down that target market?
Well, basically,
if you haven't done that already, obviously.
Yeah. So it helps you improve your marketing because, like you were just saying, it's when do they hang out there? And like I was saying, where do they hang out? You take those two things. That helps you make more informed marketing decisions. So if you're trying to choose what channels you should be on, when you should be doing things, etc., if you have a particular person in mind, that avatar, that can help guide those decisions. Now, it's not perfect, but like anything, it's a lot better than a scattergun approach. It's actually got some strategy and everything behind it. So yeah, it definitely can improve your marketing from the channels and activities, but it can also improve your messaging as well.
Okay.
So, if you're actually talking to that person, if you've got them in mind and that, you really get to know that avatar well, then it can be like you're talking directly to them. So your messaging can become a lot more personal, a lot more on point.
Yeah.
And then I think too, as much as I do obviously love our clients because I wouldn't have a business without them, but also because they let us do cool shit, which is really nice of them. Sometimes people just piss you off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it'll be you've got a deadline and it's stressful and they haven't sent this and it's because they're waiting on that. And, things can get stressy.
And you're behind a screen for that. So it takes the personability out of it.
Yeah. And sometimes we work with clients that we've never even met face to face. And especially for example, if I'm the main point of contact, the team might never have even spoken to them and they're doing some work for them and everything. So I think that having that avatar in mind also brings that person to life, brings your clients to life a little bit more.
Yeah.
In the sense of you can think of them as real people as they are.
Yeah.
And it just helps us be a little bit more empathetic sometimes to understand it from their perspective. We have a couple of clients who are super lovely people, but they're a little bit tricky to work with. And I always am just reminding the team, not that the team are bad, but I'm just trying to always remind them hey, just remember that they're doing this and this at the same time while you're only doing this with them. So, you just got to think of the balance that they have on their plate and stuff too. And it's just those little reminders that make it a little bit easier when things do get stressful.
Yeah, well, if you work in a sales-based business and someone comes into the shop and they're having a bad day and it's only 15 minutes of their day that you experienced and it was a bad experience and vice versa for them, you don't know what else is happening in that world. Poor mum might be running to school drop off, everything's gone wrong this morning, she's not even started her day at work yet, sort of thing.
And we think about those sometimes things. That's us. Sometimes we're that person who'll have that bad day and we'll bark at the sales assistant and then be like, oh man, I'm such a shithead, I didn't mean to do that. And for them it's kind of exactly. It's just understanding, well, it's actually not about me, it's about them, and maybe this and this is happening, sort of thing. So it can just create a little bit of empathy, but it's mostly about the market.
All right, so how do we make an avatar? Where do we get started?
So I think doing client avatars, probably if you're doing it yourself, just the easiest thing to do will be to go and Google client avatar template or client avatar worksheet or something like that. A bunch will come up, choose your favorite and just get started.
Yeah.
Because at least that gets you started on the process and then you can worry about the right way to do it or refining it and everything later on.
Yeah.
But just getting started is quite often, at least gives you a bit of momentum and will give you something to start working with.
Love that. Awesome. Another thing I thought about when we were brainstorming for this episode was that you could even make a staff avatar. So if you're doing a lot of recruitment or you have a lot of turnover, or you work in labor hire or something like that, having a staff avatar can help you not only find the right person for the job, but it will also help you with your recruitment marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. And just defining for yourself, who is it that we really would ideally like? Doesn't mean that you wouldn't take other types of people.
Yeah.
But it gives you a bit of a perspective as to, again, channels, the messaging, all that kind of stuff when you do recruitment marketing.
Especially if you've got some staff that have been long-term great employees that you really like, you can start to go,
Model your avatar off there.
Yeah, these guys really work for us because of these reasons. These people didn't stay long. How do we get more of them?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I hope you guys got something out of our episode about avatars, not the blue people. Have fun making them. We would love to hear back from you if you do set up your own client avatars, how you went about it and what you've done. So make sure you send us a message or get in touch. Cheers.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Marketing and Margaritas. Find more free marketing tips, tricks and laughs at rebelnation.com.au.